Hey everybody, this is Dave Dugdale, learningdslrvideo.com. This past weekend, I did a promotional video for a high school volleyball team. Go ahead and watch it, and after you watch the video, stick around because I will tell you all the stuff that I learned.
They're very, very low drama, and they really, really enjoy playing with one another. So they're a team that wants to go out and compete together. They're all about togetherness. And I feel like this group, when they really want to win, they win.
So my family went up to Laramie, Wyoming this past weekend, and I thought it would be really cool, since my two nieces play on the volleyball team, to shoot some sort of promotional video, because I've never done one like that, because sports action related. I thought it'd be really fun to do. And I did it totally for free, just for the practice and just because I love to shoot. And it was really, my company actually donated money to the team, and they were really nice. They all signed a letter. They gave me a Laramie volleyball hat, which is really nice. They even gave me one of their posters with everybody on it, which was really cool. So it was just a fun thing to do. So I wanted to interview the girls. Some of these girls have been playing together for a really long time. I don't know, probably since they were like 12 years old. And what I wanted to do is just find out, I ask lots of silly questions and get to the question at the end, hopefully get them warmed up to the question of what does volleyball mean to you? And I would kind of hope they would say, it's about my friends, they feel like family to me. It's just been a great sport, that kind of stuff. Now, I love volleyball. I used to play probably 3 days a week when I used to live in Kansas City for 10 years. Just love the game. I've never shot it or filmed it like this, so it was really a neat exercise for me. Now, I love the GoPro Hero 3 video. The promotional video they did is just rocks. I don't know, it's been watched like 20 or 30 million times. I don't know how many times I've watched it because it's epic. And I love the music by, I think his name is Overwork, something like that. I'll put a link to it. In fact, Devin Graham, if you know who he is, I think he bought the rights to use it on his last video. It's just epic kind of music. Starts really slow and it builds, kind of has this orchestra going in the background, and it just kind of rocks out. And I wanted to use that kind of dynamic type thing in this video to kind of build up to when the girls start spiking and hitting the ball and stuff like that. So I just love that song. And Premiumbeat luckily had a song that sounded somewhat similar to it, so I ended up using that. And Premiumbeat is a sponsor of my site. All right, I learned a lot of different things on this this video. One of the things was white balance, and doing stuff in post to correct it. I custom white balance for each match. One was an evening game, kind of the light was fading in the evening, and then the next day we had a day game, which was really nice because the light was coming from either side of the court, which is awesome. And of course, we had a lot of the gym lights as well. But the floor kind of had this kind of yellowness to it, a warmth to it that kind of bounced up into the girls' faces. And trying to correct for that was kind of difficult. And this time, no DaVinci Resolve, because while I like DaVinci Resolve, it's just such a pain in the butt to get everything conformed into it, from graphics to titles and stuff like that. It's such a pain in the butt. It's such a waste of time sometimes. That's why I'm really excited for Adobe's Speed Grade, which I think is coming out like today. If you have CC, I think you can use what's called direct link, not a dynamic link, but a direct link. So you can go back and forth, round tripping really fast between Speed Grade, which I think was going to be awesome. And that's probably the reason I'm going to leave CS6 and go to CC. It's just because of that one reason. But anyway, I digress. But just kind of what I did this time in Premiere, all I did was just use curves. So sometimes I just like to play around with it. And again, this video I did for free, so I just play with stuff, whatever I want to do, and learn, because I want to learn about curves more. So I just spent all my time in curves, and I cleaned it up, I think, pretty well. It's still, I need a lot more practice. And that's why I'm really looking forward to Speed Grade coming. So the 5D Mark III really did awesome on this video. I was shooting between ISO 1600 and 3200, like pretty much the entire time. 1600, 3200 during the day game, and like 6400 in that evening game. I mean, a lot. And I didn't apply any noise reduction whatsoever. One of the things where the 5D Mark III I think really doesn't shine is on the really wide shots. I got some really wide establishing shots and some shots while they were playing, and it just kind of breaks apart, if you know what I'm talking about. And that's where I would love to have had like the Blackmagic pocket camera shooting really wide. I think that would have been because it would have held all that detail. Whereas 720 at 60 frames per second on the 5D Mark III, it just kind of falls apart, unfortunately. But I really wanted that slow motion, so that's why I shot at 60 frames per second. So I used 3 lenses for this. I used the 16 to 28 Tokina, 24 to 70 Tamron, and the 70 to 200 Canon lens. And it was all monopod. Sometimes I took it off the monopod and got it right onto the floor. Those zooms are awesome. I don't know. I know there's people out there that love shooting with primes, but I don't know how you guys do it, especially in a sports situation like this where you can't like get onto the floor, obviously. So you'd be switching out lens so much, you'd be missing so many shots. Having a zoom where you could just zoom in or zoom out, because just switching out those lenses, you're gonna miss several plays. And I was trying to shoot every play because you never know what's gonna happen. And what's is really cool practice. All these lenses go to 2.8 that I have. Sometimes I would just sit there and practice, and I didn't know like who was going to get the ball, but I would rack focus between one player to the other. Sometimes I would get lucky and want to create a really cool shot like this one. The next thing I learned is definitely get some clean audio after the fact if you can, because what I had to do is record it myself. Like where the girl's hand slap, or there's a spike on the ball, or there's a block. Definitely get some clean audio so you can add later, because when you do slow motion, you lose the audio. It goes that kind of stuff, and you don't want that. So you want to add in the crowd noise, you want to add in the hand slaps, the ball hits, especially on slow motion shots where you can't get that audio. And I was just using my Rode VideoMic Pro on the camera. I kind of overmodulated it here and there. It was tough to do because I'm filming. I wasn't wearing earplugs. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to hear it because the gym was so loud. But definitely next time, if I shoot a video like this, I'm going to get some really clean audio in the gym with the reverb of the gym so it matches up really cleanly. So you might be wondering, you know, I talked about getting the girls interviewed and I didn't include it into the video. I included the coach because she included the awesome soundbite that fit perfectly within the music. I just loved how I just plopped it in there and it was like, whoa, that was excellent. In fact, this music off of Premiumbeat kind of almost, when I was cutting it, almost edited itself. You know, it was one of those times where you start putting things in and it just lines up perfectly. It was just one of those quick edits. And I just shot this past weekend, so I didn't spend much time on it. But like I said, with the interviews, I didn't really insert them into the video because I didn't ask the questions correctly. So what happened was, it was me on the camera with the monopod, and then my sister-in-law, because of her two daughters played on the varsity team, my sister-in-law was asking the questions, and I gave her a list of questions that I wanted. And what I wanted to do, and you know, and this is where I learned a lot, is what I wanted to do is try to, you know, get the girls comfortable in front of the camera and try to give them easy questions, and then get to the final question, which was the most important, which I wanted to ask them, like, what does volleyball mean to you? And I was kind of hoping after all the silly questions they would get serious and say, you know, I really am going to miss these guys. It's all about family. These are my friends. I know them really, really well. I know exactly when she's going to pass behind her back and I'm going to spike it, that kind of stuff. But we didn't really ask the questions in the right format, and the sound bites just didn't work, and I just couldn't get them into the video. So I kind of screwed up on that. I gave the questions to my sister-in-law, and we were trying to, you know, we'd do one and we got a little bit better at it towards the end, but I couldn't get them to where I could, you know, have all the seniors or even the junior varsity team say nice things about the other people, but it just didn't work. So I've got a lot to learn when it comes to that. All right, I know you probably can't tell from this video, but they're not state champions. It makes it look like they are, but they played pretty decent. Actually the first match, they didn't play very well at all. In fact, this girl got nailed in the face. But it's really fun meeting the girls. What I'd probably do differently is actually interview the girls first, even before the matches. That way you get to know them, because they all have their different personalities. And if you could somehow interview them, find out what their personality is like, and then when you concentrate on shooting, you know, for that one particular player, you kind of know what to look out for. You know, how they celebrate, you know, what they do with the other teammates, like all that kind of stuff. So I would definitely do the interviews before, instead of like we did it in the middle. So that's pretty much it. You know, some people might ask, well, Dave, you did this for free. If you were to do it for paid work, how much would you charge? I have no idea, because I could probably tell you the high schools are probably broke. They don't have any money to do, you know, a video like this. You know, money would probably have to come from the parents. You know, I guess you could do this on speculation that somebody might buy it in the future. Because I know when I went and shot pictures of this volleyball team 2 years ago, there was a photographer there, and she was basically shooting on spec, and she would just hope that the parents would, you know, buy a package at the end of the year, end of the season kind of thing. So that's pretty much it. I hope this video helps. If you're ever doing a sports related video like this, maybe you learned something. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.